Students, already we started rotational dynamics. In that we started the MCQs also. So some MCQ already we completed. In this also next session we are going to see some MCQs. But today onwards we are going to start with some examples of rotational dynamics. Most examples from the circular motion. I am trying to complete it. I completed that. So in this lecture, from this lecture, we are going to start some examples related to the which are depend on the rotational motion. Let me see the next one. The mass of a 2 kg is filled in a horizontal circle by means of a string at an initial speed of 5 revolutions per minute. Keeping the radius constant, the tension in the string is double. The new speed is nearly. The options are 5 by in root 2 rpm, B is there 10 rpm, C is there 10 into root 2 rpm, and last is 5 into root 2 rpm. Let me see whatever given. As per the given, we are going to solve the example. So first is the what is given in that here n1 is given. It is the 5 revolutions per minute. Okay. Next is that we are getting that radius r is a constant in this case. Tension is given to us. So here T1 is equal to initial tension. Here the speed is given in terms of that angular frequency revolutions per minute. Next one is there here. Then the tension in the string is double. So that T2 is nothing but twice T1. And here we have to find out the new speed is nearly. So that we can say here we have to find out that N2. The frequency is there. The angular speed is given in terms of the frequency. See, this all information is with us. We know the basic formula for that tension. M/r omega square. See, as per the given information, the particle is revolving. A mass M1 is left, M is equal to 2 kg. A mass of 2 kg is filled in a horizontal circle by means of a string. We know any object is revolving in a circular motion. For that circular motion, the centripetal force is very important. But when that object, when the tension is present, in this case, that the necessary centripetal force we are getting by the tension. So we know that formula, centripetal force is equal to mv square upon r. Otherwise, let I will write this formula, m/r omega square. Otherwise, it is mv square upon here mv square upon r. That formula we know. Only here centripetal force is replaced by the tension. We know basic is there. Suppose we want to solve that T is equal to m/r. Again the value of omega is equal to 2 pi n square. So here T is equal to m/r 4 pi square into n square. So we can say here that tension is directly proportional to the n square. So this we can write from this T is directly proportional to n. And suppose we want the value of that n, how we will get? N is equal to in root tension. By the simplification already that we learned, here only interrelationship in between that. Now here we have to find out the value of that angular speed in terms of frequency. So here for finding that we have to take the ratio and n2 divided by n1. Here the remaining values are with us. As per that formula we can put up here that n2 divided by n1 is equal to in root T2 divided by in root T1. We can let's simplify that. N2 is equal to n1 will go there in bracket in square root T2 divided by T1. By putting this value, the value of that n1 is nothing but 5. Here we are getting the value of that T2. T2 is a twice T1. So 2 into T1 divided by T1. They both are going to cancel, and here we will get N2 is equal to 5 into root 2. This is RPM, revolutions per minute. And if we are going to see the options, all options are present in RPM. So I think our answer and the option number D, they are going to match. So here we are getting the correct answer is there 5 into root 2 RPM. So this way we completed our first MCQ. Let me move toward the second one. Here is that a stone of a mass 16 kg is attached to a string 144 meter long and is filled in a horizontal circle. The maximum tension in the string can withstand is 16 Newton. The maximum velocity of the revolutions that can be given to the stone without breaking it will be 20 meter per second, otherwise 20 meter second raised to -1, 16, 14 and 12 with their proper units. So we know here is the stone is present there, means tension is present there. Whatever given, that we are going to write first is the mass is equal to 16 kg. Next is there T is equal to 16 kg. In the string withstand revolution, otherwise length is equal to 144 meter. Now here we have to find out the maximum velocity. We know in between centripetal force, in this case that centripetal force we are getting by the tension. Tension is nothing but here we know maximum tension we want. Here the maximum velocity of the revolution, that can be velocity is maximum tension is equal to mv, tension also maximum, velocity also maximum, mv square divided by r. So all values are with us. Here we have to find out the value of v max. Here velocity is maximum, so the value of tension is 16 Newton. Here is equal to value of that 6 mass 16 kg, v square divided by 144. They both are going to cancel. Simply v square is equal to 144. Therefore v is equal to 12 meter second raised to -1, otherwise meter per second. So as per the given option, the D option is correct. Very simple example. Next one is there. The ratio of angular speed of a minute hand and the hour hand of a watch is. Here we have to find out the ratio of that angular speed of the minute hand and the angular speed of the hour hand. So we know the angular speed of minute hand is equal to 2 pi divided by 60. Simple example is there. Only we have to take the ratio. In one rotation, it is going to complete the 60 minutes. Now here, the angular speed of the hour hand is equal to 2 pi divided by 60 into number of hours. Hour hand is there. That means in that watch, it is going to take the 12 revolution. In each revolution, it is going to complete the 60 minutes. Here we have to find the ratio of angular velocity of the minute hand to the angular velocity of the hour hand. So here angular velocity of minute hand to the angular velocity of hour hand, by putting this value simple, 2 pi divided by 60 into 60 into 12 divided by 2 pi. This fraction is divided by another fraction, so this term I taken in the place of numerator, it is in the denominator. So they both similar terms, they are going to cancel. Finally we will get 12. This is nothing but 12 divided by 1, and the ratio is there. The angular speed of minute hand to the angular speed of the hour hand is nothing but 12:1. So we can write it is 12:1. And as per our given, the C, our option and answer they both are going to match. It is number C. Now see there, we are starting the examples of the related to the rotational motion. Here, the radius of gyration of a solid sphere of a radius r about a tangential is. Now here we have to find out the radius of gyration of a solid sphere, but about its tangential axis. Tangential axis means it is only just touching the surface of that solid sphere. We know if it is a solid sphere, so here first axis it is passing through its center. So we can say it is a IC, the moment of inertia of a solid sphere which is passing through its center. Here we have to find out the value of the radius of gyration about its tangential. So let me draw here first tangential axis. Here we are getting the tangential axis. Here we will get IT. The radius of gyration about axis which is passing through the center, it is KC, and the radius of gyration about its axis passing through the tangential, it is KT. Now basic is there. We know the moment of inertia of a solid sphere about axis passing through center basic formula we know. We can say it is IC. IC is equal to 2 by 5 mr square. Now here radius of gyration is given to us. If the radius of gyration is given, that time moment of inertia is expressed in terms of K. See there IC. If we are writing that IC in terms of m kc square, okay. If we are putting this value in that, here we will get m kc square is equal to 2 by 5. Here we are getting mr square. If we are cross multiplication, common terms are going to cancel, then we will get kc square is equal to 2 by 5 here r square. If we want to value of kc is nothing but in root 2 by 5 into r. So this is the first radius of gyration of a axis about an axis passing through the center. Now here we have to find out the radius of gyration about an axis passing through the tangential. So here we are using the parallel axis theorem. We know parallel axis theorem. I0 is equal to IC plus mh square. Here I want to remind you, this is a moment of inertia of a body about any axis. The axis is passing through the any point. Okay, E is equal to the moment of inertia of a body about an axis passing through the center plus m is the mass of that body and h is the perpendicular distance between two parallel axes. Such way we have to find the values. So here we can say I0. Now here that I0 is replaced by IT, IC it will remain as it is, m is the mass and r is the radius. So we have the value here m kt square, because radius of gyration is given. When radius of gyration is given, that time moment of inertia is expressed in terms of k. Here we will get here m kc square plus m r square. So common terms are there, going to cancel. Finally we will get kt square is equal to kc square plus r square. We found the value of kc square. It is nothing but 2 divided by 5 into r square plus r square. Simple mathematical calculation is there. 5 plus 2, 7 divided by 5 into r square. This is the value of kt square. Here we have to find out the radius of a gyration about an axis passing through the tangential. So there here kt square, finally kt is equal to in root 7 include 7 divided by 5 into r. So here we will get T, the radius of gyration of a solid sphere having the radius r about a tangential is nothing but in square root 7 divided by 5 into r. R square is there, so we are taking this is out. So this is our option number first. Let me move toward the next example. Hello friends, already we started the rotational dynamics. In that we started some MCQ. Let me move toward the next MCQ. What is the MR of a solid sphere of a density rho and the radius r about its diameter? So the value is given in terms of density. That means the moment of inertia here we have to find out in terms of density and in terms of radius. So we know basic formula of moment of inertia of solid sphere. It is 2 by 5 m r square. Okay, here density is given to us. Density is rho. So here we know the value of relation in between the density and mass. Density and mass, it is nothing but 4 by 3 pi r cube into rho. Rho is a density. In somewhere the symbol is going to replace by the p. In that bigger p is there, no problem. Here we are taking that. Now here we have to find out the formula. Here we have the formula in terms of number, in terms of radius and in terms of density. So by putting this value, here we will get the moment of inertia of the solid sphere is 2 by 5. The value of that here is 4 by 3 pi r cube rho into r raised to square. So we are taking the value of that pi. Pi is nothing but 22.7. Here 2 divided by 5 in bracket 4 by 3 into putting the value of pi. That terms we are taking outside, r raised to 5 into rho. Simple mathematical multiplication is there. 2 by 5 in bracket 88 divided by 21 in between. Multiplication sign is there. The process is multiplication process. Here r raised to 5 into rho. So finally the moment of inertia of a solid sphere about its diameter. Here we are getting this value. Simple mathematical multiplication. 76, it is 5 r raised to 5 into rho. So this is the value of the moment of inertia of a solid sphere who having the density rho and the radius r about its diameter. It is nothing but 176 divided by 105 into r raised to 5 into rho. So this is the value of that moment of inertia of a solid sphere. Next is that 3 thin rods, each of the length L and mass m, are placed along x, y and z axis such that one end of each rod is at origin. The moment of inertia of this system about z axis is. The answer is given was 2 by 3 ml square. Second one 4 ml square divided by 3. Third one 5 ml square divided by 3. And fourth one ml square divided by 2. So in that we know that rod, when we are talking about the rod, in that rod length and breadth, the two factors are there. So that rod, it is a two-dimensional. So in that two-dimensional diagram is there. So moment of inertia, we are taking such 3 rods. They are presenting in that x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. That means their origins along x. They are placed along x, y and z axis such that one end of that each rod, it comes at origin. The moment of inertia of this system about z axis. Actually, the moment of inertia of a rod laying along z axis will be 0 because it is a two-dimensional figure is there in that height and length and breadth, they both are present there. So here we have to, but system is present there. In that system, at x axis one rod is there, z axis one rod is there, and y axis one rod is there. But moment of inertia along of a rod along the z axis it is 0. But we know the moment of inertia of a rod along x axis, otherwise along y axis, it will be m L square divided by 3. It is the moment of inertia of a rod along x axis or y axis. See there, along x axis and along y axis, the formula is same. It is ml square divided by 3. Now here we have to find out the moment of inertia of this system. So here we are getting the moment of inertia of a rod along x axis or y axis is this. So here we can find out the total moment of inertia. The total moment of inertia along x axis, y axis, z axis. It is ml square divided by 3 plus ml square divided by 3 plus 0. Here about the z axis, the moment of inertia of rod is 0. So here we will get twice ml square divided by 3. So here our solved answer, otherwise we can write it is 2 by 3 ml square. So moment of inertia of that system, total mi. So here we are getting the correct option is there, our first 2 by 3 ml square. Now we will move toward the next MCQ. It is important. See here, the ratio of the radii of gyration of a circular disc and a circular ring of the same radii about a tangential axis perpendicular to the plane of a disc or ring is 1 as root 5 as to root 6, 2 as to 3, and last one here root 3 divided by 2. So this is given. Let me first see the disc and the ring. Here it is a disc. Here the moment of inertia of a disc about an axis passing through the center. Here the moment of inertia of a disc about an axis passing through the tangent. Here about a disc. Here R is present there, R. Next is the ring is there. Moment of inertia of a ring about an axis passing through the center. Moment of inertia of a ring about an axis passing through the tangent. They told us same radius, both having same radii. Here also R and here also R. Now here we have to find out the ratio of radius of gyration of a circular disc. Means here KT of a disc, radius of gyration of a disc to the radius of gyration of a ring. That two ratios, that one single ratio we have to find out. Let me move. First we will find the moment of inertia of a disc about an axis passing through center. IC. Here for this it is 1/2 m square. But now that IC we have to write in the form of a radius of a gyration. So here IC is equal to 1/2 m r square. So here m kc square is equal to 1/2 m r square. So here similar term they are going to cancel. Kc square is equal to 1/2 r square. From that we will get Kc is equal to in root one half into r. This is the radius of gyration of a disc that we are getting. Now next we have to use here parallel axis theorem. Why? Because here we want to find the radius of a gyration of a disc about a tangent. So our parallel axis theorem, I0 is equal to IC plus mh square. We know that putting this value in terms of here that I0 is nothing but IT, moment of inertia of a disc about a tangential. It is moment of inertia about a disc passing through the center, and it is m r square. So this value is with us. M kt square is equal to m kc square plus m r square. Whatever common terms they are going to cancel. Kt square is equal to 1/2 r square plus r square. Here therefore Kt is equal to simple cross multiplication 3, 2 into 1, 3 by 2 r square. It is value of the Kt square, and then we are getting Kt is nothing but in root 3 by 2 into r. R having the square, so we are getting the value of that r in square root single r. So this is the value of the radius of the gyration of a disc about an axis passing through the tangential. Similarly, we have to find out the radius of gyration of the ring about an axis passing through the tangent. For ring, we know IC is equal to mr square. This is the moment of inertia of a ring passing through the center. Here we are writing this in terms of radius of gyration. Here the radius of gyration Kc, here Kt, here Kc, here Kt. But it is for disc. It is for ring. So simple mkc square is equal to m r square. So here simply Kc square is equal to r square. Therefore Kc is equal to r. This value we are getting. Here again we are using the parallel axis theorem. Similarly for ring, see there we first found the value of a radius of gyration of a disc about an axis passing through the tangent. Afterward we are using their parallel axis theorem. Similarly here we have to use the parallel axis theorem in case of ring. I0 is equal to IC plus ms square. Here I0 means the axis is present at the tangential position. So here I0 is replaced by IT. Then IC will as it is the mass of that m and the distance is there r. So by putting the value m kt square we are writing for ring. This we are finding for the ring, and this we are finding for disc. Here it is for disc. So here m kc square plus m r square. Common terms they are going to cancel from that. Here we will get kt square is equal to kc square. The value of kc square is equal to r square plus r square. Therefore kt is equal to r in root 2. The addition is there. Here we can write twice r square. So this is the value of radius of gyration of a disc about an axis passing through the tangent. This is the value of radius of gyration of a ring about an axis passing through the tangential. So Kt for ring and this is Kt for disc. Now what we have to find out? The ratio of a radii of a gyration of a circular disc and a circular ring. So here we have to find out radius of gyration of a disc divided by radius of gyration of a ring. So by putting this value here, 3 by 2 into r divided by root 2 into r. The r are going to cancel. Here we want to make some simple calculation is there. See there, root 3 divided by, we can write it separate, root 3 divided by root 2. This is a numerator. When we multiply numerator and denominator by root 2, here root 2, here also root 2 into root 2. It is present in the numerator, okay, but it is divided into, it is in that also one fraction is present there, and in the upside numerator another fraction is present there. So that root 2, they both are going to cancel. One is here, one is present. If you are talking about that, here one is present in the place of numerator, another is present in the place of denominator. So they both are going to cancel. Here we will get root 3 will remain as it is. When root 2 multiplying to root 2, that time root sign is going to cancel, and here we will get 2. In such way, let me see which answer is our correct. Here D, last option is there, root 3 divided by 2. Such way we are completed our MCQs. So in this lecture we started the MCQs of rotational dynamics. In next lecture we are going to see the another MCQ related to rotational motion. Okay, thank you.